It's funny based on everything you said. I think about my own trajectory, and I remember when I was in high school, I wanted nothing more to be. I went to high school in a suburban high school, and I wanted nothing more to be in Manhattan, and to be in the city. I wanted to be a DJ. I wanted to be go hear my favorite DJ. I wanted to go to school in the city. I thought the city was the bee's knees. And then I remember when I started becoming more religious, and I remember I went to Israel, and then I moved to Israel. I I wanted nothing more. Meaning, all I wanted was to live and live out physically, live out Torah, a Torah life in the most rural place possible. What is the most rural place possible? Well, there's two really in Israel. There's the Golan Heights, but in terms of if you're talking about living out the Torah, it's a combination of living the Torah and in the most rural place possible. That is Judea and Samaria. Specifically, there's certain areas of what's called Binyamin, Samaria, like you're talking about, like 30 minutes or 40 minutes north of Jerusalem, an hour north. Honestly, that's like, to me, that area, and also parts near Hebron and parts even south of that. That to me is the epitome of, if you want to like really live. And I'm not saying this to be romantic or to be cute or be anything complimentary of anybody. You want to live a real Torah life the way it's meant to be lived. Literally, that's where you should live. And interestingly enough, why I mean, I noticed this. I don't know if anybody else notices this. The world, when they talk about what they want to deny Israel and the Israeli government and the Jews of, it's that area of Israel. They want to deny us of that so badly because they know once we take possession of that area fully and legally and in every way, shape, and form, and then Jews are free to be there and unfettered and completely safe and keep the Torah there. That is when Cain's vision, the city, and the idea of this whole everything you just described is going to fall apart completely. It represents Judea and Samaria. Jews living a Torah life in Judea and Samaria represents the biggest threat to these global fruitcakes. Yeah, and they know that. Even if consciously, subconsciously, they know it like they know it. They're fighting in tooth and nail to this day. Settler violence. We just had a Babi Yar. They're not talking about people in Tel Aviv. They're not talking about even so much this and that. Like the worst thing in the world, even worse than Islamophobia, the worst thing that could possibly be is settler violence, is the Jews who are living a Torah life in the cradle of Jewish civilization are it's like, who was the comedian? He goes, they're the worst. They're the worst. It's just the waste to them because they know, their souls know, their messed up consciousnesses, nachash, snake conscious, know if we succeed over there with that area, with that place, and we keep, we keep making more kids and more kids, more Jews over there, it's over for them. It's gone. They're garnished. They're finished.
And by the way, that's why they've historically herded Jews into cities
into Europe. Ghettos, yeah.
Folks, there was a time early on in Western and Northern European history. Well, the part where Jews came there, right? Mm-hmm. Where Jews were still agrarian, they were still farmers, right? Mm-hmm. And then there was a law passed that did not allow Jews to own any land or to grow. Mm-hmm. So they were herded into cities, yep. and they were forced into like reservations, but like ghettos. Like, by the way, folks, that word ghetto that came from Jewish neighborhoods, yeah. in Italy, yeah. right? That whole the ghetto idea, which is all over Europe, right? The Jewish quarter, right? Okay, yeah. So that's where Jews were herded. That's not where Jews went. They were forced there. Okay, so by law, literally, legally pushed into those situations and to take up professions which you could only have in cities.
Dude, that's why my soul hurts so bad when I moved back from Israel to America the first time in 2013, and I had to live in New York, and I had to be in all these Orthodox Jewish communities that are largely in cities like Brooklyn, and even in New Jersey, they're in cities and these kind of quasi-suburban. it hurt. It hurts my soul. It hurts, and I don't understand. I don't understand them. Meaning, I great, they're keeping Torah and they whatever it is, but I don't understand. I even tell people, I'm like, I don't understand you guys. I don't hate them, God forbid. I don't understand them. I don't understand how they can be in these cities cramped and they like it and they love it and it's great and it's I don't get it. I don't understand how a Jew can live a Torah life outside of what I just was mentioning.
Right. So
it boggles my mind.
It's a crippled, handicapped version of a true Torah lifestyle.
Yeah.
And folks, what he was saying is 100% true. So, the people the world always looks at the Jews or to the Jews. If you hate the Jews, you're looking at them. If you love the Jews, you're looking to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they know, and the Canaan, the Cainites.
Yeah.
The Canaanites, by the way, that's not an accident. Okay.
Yeah.
But the Cainites, I know it's Canaan, I know, but still, these words are related.
Yeah.
They understand that in order to impose the Canaanian serpent model on the world, they have to separate specifically the Jews from their agrarian life in their agrarian heartland, Israel, Judea and Samaria.
Yeah.
Okay. And so because if the world looks at Israel and they see religious Jews farming the land like they did in the past,
and like they're doing now,
people will be influenced by that because people are influenced by Jews.
Yep.
And that will be too healthy for the world.
Yeah.
So obviously those areas are going to be the most contested.
Yeah.
Folks, Biden is literally the serpent's sphincter's hemorrhoid.
It's whoever's behind them, but also him, but whoever's behind them at this point. Yeah.
That's like that crew.
When Jackie Mason made that joke, a Jew does not farm, he may own a farm. That comes from a mentality of what you just described.
That was like a scar. You understand?
Yeah,
that was like that was like a whip.
It's funny, but it's a scar.
That's an institutionalized Jew.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a Jew who's been, who's been told.
Listen, we love Jackie. Jackie was all for Judea and Samaria.
Jackie was trying to poke fun at this kind of sick, kind of victimized, messed up, traumatized mentality of whatever, but not as an excuse, not as a crybaby type thing.
No.
Just to get people to understand that for instance, folks, when I played football and I did all this physical stuff and I got into fights and I was blah blah blah, and people would make jokes like, "Oh, this Jewish kid, you should be playing chess."
Yeah.
Where did that come from? You understand? It's like a couple thousand years of Jews not allowed to be farm boys.
Or what? How we know Jackie understood what we're talking about, because he had another joke where he said, "Oh, talk to a Jew. Why do you live in New York?" And the Jew's like, "Oh, well, there's that. There's a ballet. You don't even go to ballet." He's like, and he's like, "You don't even go to ballet." "I could if I wanted to." And he's like, "There's a ballet in Kansas. It's not the same. It's not the same." So it's like there's a ballet in that rural place you can go and farm. They also have ballet. It's not the same. You don't even go. "I could if I wanted to."